Hello, everybody. I am back. Today is going to be a shorter stream, um, just because I do have a few things I need to do today. Oh God, that. Yep, my thing is definitely working. Um, I might need to turn that down a little bit. Mic test, mic test, mic test. Yep. Okay, there we go. I'm a little delayed, but
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
share stream, Discord. So yes, I do have some things going on today, so today will be a bit of a shorter stream. Um, if I can get all this stuff to work, that'd be lovely. I'm just going to do it this way. Boom. Boom. There we go. The live has been posted in the Discord. So hopefully people will see that and jump on in. For people on the YouTube side of things, these are live streamed recordings. So basically, I stream this live here on Twitch. A link to the Twitch will be in the description of the YouTube video. After these streams have been done, I save the recording and post it to YouTube at a later date. So, if you ever want to come watch me live, click that link in the description, come on over, say hi on Twitch. For people on Twitch, if you feel like you missed anything, you want to go rewatch anything, in my Twitch profile, there is a link to the YouTube. There's also a link to the Discord in the Twitch profile, so you can always get notified of when I'm going live. There are other people in that Discord as well who stream, so go check them out as well. Now, as promised, I did not do the last little bit of Lynette's hangout event. The only things I have done today were the mine 10 items and 10 furnishings. I also set stuff up to craft in here. This is for Genshin's Battle Pass. Gives pretty good rewards. There is an event out right now, Vibro Crystal Applications. This event has made an appearance in the past. It has returned. In the previous stream, I did Arlecchino's story quest.
The situation has changed again.
We explored the undersea area, and I beat the boss a few times. After the stream, I did a little bit more exploring and did not exactly realize how much exploring I did, as the Sea of Bygones is now at 100%. So is the region of the island of Petrichor, Nestoi region. So, oops. I did a bit of exploring. The other thing I did, I ended up hopping on co-op with a few people, and I ended up getting Arlecchino up to level 80. Currently, I am missing gems and her ascension item to get her to the final ascension. But other than that, her talents are 7, 7, and 6 for the upgradable one. These are the artifacts I currently have on Arlecchino for a total of these stats. I also have the Jade Wing Spear on her, which is a level 70 weapon. So, without further ado, we're going to get going into some of this stuff. Starting with the daily quests.
Navigating the world is a whole lot easier with a few different...
Now, again, if I go too quickly, I skip through dialogue, and you want to go read it again, there are two options. You can go to YouTube and watch this video later and slow it down and rewatch it, or you can get the game for yourself and go through the entire story, stories and the lore and all that as you wish. I highly recommend you get the game as it is fun. I know I just said we're going to start with the daily quests. However, I'm changing my mind. I want to go do this first to make sure I get it done this stream. What up, Tej? Welcome to stream. My thing is buffering on my phone here, so it may take a minute for stuff to come through if I miss your chat.
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to
Nothing
it.
much, Tej. I'm currently chilling. One other thing before I start this is for any audible dialogue, I try to be quiet so you guys can hear it. So yeah. If you hear me being quiet, that's why. Either that or I have something going on in the background that I don't want you guys to hear.
Take it easy.
The photo must be in this envelope right here. It's finally over. Thank you for sticking around for so long.
Yes, Tej, I am normally noisy, but sometimes I have people in the background who like to talk very loudly about personal matters that, I don't exactly want public knowledge. Like, for example, my address, my medical records, their addresses, their medical records, their work life, stuff like that. It's not that I don't trust the internet community, it's just that I don't trust the internet community.
If it wasn't for you, I don't know how I would have standby moded my way through the last few hours. It's fine. It's just, while I was on stage, there was a moment when I felt like someone was looking at me. It was only for an instant, and I didn't even see who it was. But somehow, I got a vague sense of it again during the reception. Like someone was giving me an evil stare. But I couldn't figure out who it was. Normally, I'm used to lurking in the shadows on the stage and spying on other people. So, or someone just took a disliking. Okay, problem solved. I'm gonna take this envelope and go home now. You have this...
So for those wondering, this quest got reset a little bit during Arlecchino's quest. So if you watched the last stream and you're thinking this looks familiar, or the stream before it, I forget. Yes, it is, but nothing wrong with a little recap.
I don't think we're gonna find any more. Yes, let's. Whatever destroyed means, it could have something to do with the original script that Farina mentioned. Also,
Well,
I
Tej,
can't
I'm
believe
sorry you have an
how
issue with
well
recap.
Lynette's debut acting role thing worked out. Even the avant-garde box office is lapping it up.
How could I ever have doubted you?
See, I told you. All the times she'd refused in the past were all the more reason to keep inviting her, because it turns into a big talking point. Can you imagine if you'd gone with Jillian? You'd have been lucky to get half the ticket sales you've ended up with.
True. Well, Jillian still needs to get a few more productions under her belt.
do you have a moment, Director Mario?
Oh!
Ah, if it isn't the star of the show! We were just talking about you. Hmm? Oh, and is that the legendary traveler with you? I'm guessing you're here to discuss the show with the director? Oh, you're a talented and hardworking actress, Lynette. It's no wonder you're getting such rave reviews. I'll leave you.
I certainly will. Lynette carries the fortunes of our entire troupe on her shoulders.
Mr. Maloney, an investor or something.
So, what can I do for the two of you?
We heard that the original script for The Lost Puppet was quite different from the final show. I'm kind of curious to know what the protagonist was like in that version.
Oh, well, this is a surprise. I didn't think you'd be interested in that sort of thing. It's not uncommon for scripts to undergo major changes as they're being brought to the stage. But I'm afraid there's not much to tell you in this case. The protagonist has stayed the same from the beginning to end. A mechanical puppet with a bumbling body but a sensitive soul. There's no doubt about it. You are the protagonist, and the protagonist is you. The success of one is the success of the other, and that's what made this show an artistic triumph.
Sorry, you've lost me. Can you put it in plain words?
All right then. Delving deep in the search of core truths is the job of an artist, after all. You shouldn't give your attention to early drafts of the script, Lynette. All it would do is sow confusion where you already have clarity. The current script is the final version because it is the best version, and your performance best brings that script to life. Why, if it weren't for you, I doubt any audience would give our show the... What letter? Oh my goodness! Destroyed this work of art? Really?
Well, Director Mario, any idea who might have written it?
No. Who on earth would write such nonsense? Absolutely not. Without Lynette, this show would be over.
Yeah, maybe Jillian could fill in for me for a while.
What? No way. Out of the question. The protagonist has to be played by Lynette. Jillian can't... She's just... Ah, I've got it. It's a competitor. Yes, this letter must be from a competitor. You can't lie low. That's just what they want you to do. The moment you step back from performing, they'll put their rumor mill into overdrive and drag us through the mud. They're just waiting for their chance to kick us while we're down.
A competitor?
Definitely. Those lowlifes. Slander and libel are all their specialty. Oh, there's so many of them out there. Fame always seems to attract haters, no matter what you do to try and keep everyone happy. But don't worry, I will get to the bottom of this. Stay strong, Lynette, and keep up the good work on stage. I have to go and meet my friends from the newspapers now, but rest assured, I'll be discussing countermeasures with them.
So, a competitor, huh? I kinda doubt it. We've dealt with those types before. Usually their goal is to steal our venue for their own show, or to cover up a scandal by planting a story to divert public attention. But at the moment, I don't think anyone's got a reason to do any of that stuff. Let alone, besides, when I felt that evil stare, I'm actually more concerned about Mario. When I mentioned Jillian, his reaction, especially since Maloney mentioned that the initial plan was to cast Jillian. Sounds like there was an original protagonist as well. Yep. She told me she lives in the Flow of Sandra.
So for those of you who are just now seeing this half of the Hangout event, there was 3 other endings that we did in a previous stream, which is up on YouTube already. So go check that out. And we are currently doing the other 2, which are down this line of questionings. Not this one. This one.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
I forget where the entrance to this place is. Wasn't too far off.
Lynette? What are you doing? You're not welcome here.
I've been to the Flow of Sandra plenty of times before. This is the first I'm hearing about me not being welcome.
Things are different around here. You might be used to a crowd of bootlicking morons fawning over you wherever you go, but not down here. We know what you are.
Bootlicking morons? I don't know. I've never met this kid before.
Gina, stop that! Go home now!
Jillian!
No buts. How many times do I have to tell you? That had nothing to do with Lynette. If you don't leave right now, I swear I'll never invite you to one of my shows ever again.
Jillian! Just because Lady Farina speaks highly of you, it doesn't mean you're all that.
I'm so sorry. Gina's always been a strong-willed child. That's why I never let her visit me at work.
It's okay. I have younger siblings too, so I get it. She's in her rebellious phase, huh? If you let angsty kids get you riled up, they'll drain all your energy. So don't worry, I won't let it get to me.
Well, this situation's a little different in this case, but still, thank you. So, what brings you to the Flow of Sandra?
We heard about it from Maloney. He said you were originally supposed to play the lead.
Maloney, huh? Of course he couldn't keep his mouth shut. I'm sorry. I never mentioned it because Director Mary was very clear that I mustn't let any of it affect you. What's this? I don't know, who would do something like this?
Don't be scared, Jillian. Just tell us what you know.
Okay, I'll try. It's true. I was originally cast as the lead in The Lost Puppet. I've worked with director Mary Yu many times before, but only in minor roles. The audiences and critics never had much to say about me. Nothing terrible, but nothing amazing either. A few months ago, Mary Yu started working on a new show, so I plucked up the courage to ask him if I could take the leading role. He was hesitant, but he agreed to let me try for the part. We did a few rehearsals, everything seemed to be going okay, but then...
There's been a change of plan, Jillian. The leading role will now be played by Lynette.
Lynette? But she always turns these things down, doesn't she?
And that's why we cannot afford to waste this opportunity. Jillian, I understand how you must be feeling. But Maloney and myself have to do what's best for the production as a whole. Next time, the lead will be yours. I promise.
I was incredibly disappointed at first, but I also know full well that I don't have Lynette's star power. Without Lynette, how could we ever convince people to pay money to go and see a masked mime show? And if the show was a flop with me in the leading role, how would I answer to the director and the rest of the cast? Then, I got to meet you on stage and found that you're really down to earth, in a way that not many celebrities are. You were kind to everyone, and your performance wasn't bad. Whatever disappointment I had left at that point, I certainly wasn't about to take it out on you.
By wasn't bad, you mean it wasn't great either. So, I'm guessing Mary Yu changed the script to simplify the protagonist, make her a dumbed-down version of the mechanical puppet that I could actually play.
He did make some changes to the script, yes. Jaik, one of the other actors. He likes to collect Dr. Mary Yu's old drafts because he hopes to be a director himself one day. He also lived...
Makes sense. I always see him talking to Mary Yu. Alright, see you at the tavern then.
Guess I'm finally on the right path. Those parts. It's taking him so long.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Jillian brought me up to speed on the situation. I'm here to help however I can. Here, this is the script you're after. That's always the way with pen and paper drafts. Even the final script is full of last-minute changes by the director. There should be a cleaner copy of the original script in here somewhere. Sorry, it's all a bit mixed up. I just grabbed the whole stack of paper since I was in a rush.
No problem. Now activating search mode. I'll go through one page at a time.
Well, Still got it. Well, damn. 2 out of the 3. And out of these 2, 1 out of these 2, so 4 out of the 5. And I'm sorry, this would be 4 out of the 5. Apparently I can't count.
The protagonist returns to the ruins where she began and performs a dance in honor of her deceased companions. She dances until her joints have rusted stiff and mechanical parts are falling from her body. Yep, that's not something a novice could hope to pull off after just a few months of rehearsals. Frankly, I think that the original script is much better, and the original lead is the best fit. Jillian, shall I go tell Mariu to put you back in the leading role?
Huh?
What? Are you serious? But the next show is at the Opera Epiclese. It's such a huge opportunity.
But not such a rare one for me, though, right?
That's different. This isn't you as part of a magic duo. It's a chance to star as the main character in a show. You'll reach whole new heights of fame.
Fame in small doses has its perks, but too much and I'll get overloaded. But if you play the lead, the fame will be yours, and I get to be free. Sounds like a win-win, don't you think?
It'll never work. There's no way Director Mariu or Maloney would ever agree to it. The set for Act 4 would need to change, as would all the marketing materials. And that would mean asking Maloney for a lot more Mora. Changing actors at the last minute is just too risky. If anything went wrong, it could bankrupt the whole troupe. Plus, Maloney's friends have already published a ton of articles saying how this is the role that Lynette was born to play. No one else can play the protagonist. If Lynette quit the show and I took her place... If Lynette left, they'd sooner stop the whole show than let me take her place.
Stop the whole show? But all the people in the troupe, months and months of everyone's hard work would all be for nothing.
You do? What? That's a bold plan. I'm in.
You know, it's a little crazy, but it might...
No way. It's not worth taking such a huge risk just for a chance.
Jillian, you said before, whatever disappointment I had left, in other words, that disappointment is still there. Be honest. You still hope to play the leading role, don't you?
But the thought of putting so many people out just for...
You think they'd be put out?
Jillian, you were more dedicated than anyone during the rehearsals for the original script. We all... And I think you know that unless we decide to make a stand here, the path we're... So take it from me. You would not be putting us...
You guys... Okay. Let's do it. I will play my part.
Yes! I knew you'd come around. All right, I'll let the rest of the...
Wonderful. This solves everything.
Wait, but what about the threat letter? Do you have any idea who sent it?
As long as we stick to the plan, I'll give up the lead role.
But surely you want to know who it's from. If they're out there and no one's keeping an eye on them, what if they come looking for you?
I doubt they will. It's supposed to be a threat, but they didn't even say what would happen if I don't meet their demands. Plus, the handwriting is kinda childish. Who knows? Maybe it was just a fan of yours having a moment.
A fan? Of me?
Maybe there's someone out there who really appreciates your talent. It's getting late. Come on. Sorry for manhandling you. You looked like you were seconds away from figuring out who sent the letter, so I had nothing gets past you.
Just because Lady Farina speaks highly of you?
I'm so sorry. Gina's always been a strong-willed child. That's why...
I guess she must have snuck into the drinks reception and overheard our conversation with... She idolizes Jillian, both as an older sister and an actress. And she watched as the dream role Jillian had been waiting to play for so long to make matters worse. All the critics were hailing this amateur as a perfect fit for the role. And even Fontaine's former... Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Like I said, getting angry at angsty teenagers is dream. If it was my younger brother or sister and they found out I'd been treated unfairly or had an opportunity stolen from me, I was in Jillian's position once. Back when Linny and I were starting out, before we got famous, we just had to take things a day at a time. Doing our shows, slowly trying to build up, so I can understand Gina's frustration. Still, she could know. The way she looks at me is indignant, frustrated, but not malicious. Plus, she didn't even... Whoever was giving me that evil stare was backstage. Blending into the crowd at a drinks reception is one thing, but trying to blend in backstage, where everyone's on high alert waiting to be called on stage? We'll find out who it is before too long. In 2 days' time, at the next show. On that note, guess I'll see you at the Opera House.
Well, we know it's going to be at the Opera Eclipse, so let's go there, and let's wait it out. And Tej, to your comment earlier about right after you said after a recap, 2 days later, well, you're absolutely right. 2 days later, starting now. For those of you who don't know, Tej is another, he's a friend of mine. I don't know if he has started streaming recently or not. I think he has. But either way, he's a friend who pops into my streams every now and then. So, if he is starting to stream, go show him some love. Give him a follow, all that. Tell him I sent you. And I'm sorry, your comment was 2 years later. Well, I messed up. I just saw 2 days later, and I did not read the fine print. It said in between a specific time. There we go.
Oh, you're here. Lynette and...
That puppet in the middle, is that Lynette? She's so pretty.
It's starting. Keep your...
Wow. I thought it would be hard to follow, but in the end it was...
Even though her face was expressionless and she didn't speak the whole time, I felt like I could really understand how the
Director Mariu really is a master of his craft. And so is the actress in the...
I have a friend who saw the show on the opening day. They thought the critics overstated how good it was, but I gotta say, the protagonist is incredible.
I can't believe it's only been a few days since the last show. Lynette's...
Your pension for...
Well...
What's the matter? Cat got...
My apologies, Mr. Maloney.
Oh,
Are you guys sure this is gonna work? What if we're already halfway there? We can't back out now.
What is this plan that you're so intent on...
Director Mayor...
Korantan and Armory have both finished their articles. I went to greet them as a mere formality, but you seem to have availed yourselves of my absence during the first half to defy me. Was that really Lynette playing the lead role?
Ta-da!
Director Mariu?
I switched costumes and masks with Jillian so that I could be the protagonist's companion and stay out of the limelight.
Lynette, why on...
You know my acting is amateur. The only reason I'm being seen as a pro, let alone a pioneer, is because you have critics supporting the show. If they'd seen me in the leading role during the first half, they wouldn't be expecting anything more. But what happens now that they've seen Jillian in the... If you force me to play the lead in the second half, they'll be wondering, why is the actress suddenly giving such an underwhelming performance right at the climax of the whole story? These are just some of the questions. There's only one way for you to save your reputation. And that's...
Absolutely not. I'd sooner announce that we're having a technical difficulty. If I keep Jillian as the lead for the second half, what do you think will happen in the curtain call when she takes her mask? What will your fans think? They're only here because of you. And what about all the critics who support you? If we get on the wrong side of them, there'd be tickets to refund, fines to pay for breach of contract. The whole troupe's hard work would go down the drain. Don't you... You can't just take a...
Director Mariu, please. You're not...
Actually, Jillian, he's half right. I did kind of take the... But my responsibility here is making sure you get back the role that belongs...
And I guess part of that responsibility lies with me, considering I badgered you into accepting the job. Sorry I'm a little late to the show. Work's been keeping me pretty busy lately.
Lenny? What do you want? Do you think you can snap your fingers and make all my problems?
That might be a little tricky, but instead, I could make something else magically appear.
What's this?
A draft complaint letter, my contract, your legal fees, reimbursement for the tickets, and an advance on the penalty fee for Mr. Mariu. I'm stepping down from the leading role, regardless of whether you choose to cancel the rest of today.
If you do suffer unforeseen financial losses from this, you're free to seek damages as per the contract. And if you want to file a lawsuit, there's a draft here that you can use if you need it.
What I can't... Of course. All this Mora, it's a pittance to you, isn't it? Must be nice to have the Look at us. We're huge stars. One minute we want to go on stage. The next we feel like backing out of the contract. But that's okay. We're famous. We can afford it. You have no respect for other people's work. You're treating other people. You don't give a hoot how much this show means to other people. You don't even care that the whole production might have to shut down.
That's not true. I do care. And I'm under no illusion as to how much this show means to you.
Oh, brilliant deduction there. Of course it means a lot to me. This is my show. That's the only reason I asked you to be in it in the first...
Really? Then why do your eyes tell a different story? Almost as if I've destroyed your work of art.
What?
A couple days ago, I asked some associates to do some digging for me. I was interested to know who else you invited to play the lead. Surprise, surprise. Turns out that all the other famous actresses you asked either had prior commitments or weren't a good fit for the role.
And I would have turned you down too, if not for an unlikely set of coincidences.
You didn't send those invitations because you were looking for a better actress than Jillian, but because your
Director Mariyu.
To get Maloney on your side, you chose to make Jillian the understudy, and then look for an opportunity for her to take the lead.
I bet you were torn at first, weren't you? Do you stick to the tried and tested formula? Choose Lynette?
Or do you choose Jillian, so that you and your longtime collaborator...
Oh,
You mentioned prior success and fame earlier, but you're a well-known director yourself, with countless works to your name. Or maybe, deep down, none of your current achievements...
Right now, you have an opportunity to send Jillian onto that stage and perform the second half as you always... Your work would be displayed for all...
Did you say... perfect?
Or will you act now before Maloney and the critics can protest and make your dream come true on the stage?
The whole...
Director Mariyu. Actually, most of the money Lenny brought came from us. We all
We've worked with you for many years now. Your troupe has been here for... We watched as you slowly started down a path...
But this is just a temporary measure. I did it for the good of the troupe. And...
Yes, we know. Back when you started, you had to bite the bullet and do these things to keep... But then what happened? You began to embrace these methods more and more, becoming so reliant on them that every show you put out is overhyped by the media, and every script you write is edited to suit... Surely you must have noticed what's happening. While we've been performing at bigger and bigger theaters with each show, the applause is getting quieter and quieter each night. Maloney's friends are sycophants. They don't care if the audience is disappointed because the show doesn't live up to their glowing reviews. They praise the things they like and skirt around the things they don't.
Look, I know everyone's using the same promotional tactics, but...
Well, it's just a stopgap solution. As soon as I've made enough
Next time, huh? Yeah. Next time, you won't use your connections. Next time, you won't pay off the critics. Next time...
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. If you make some money once, you'll want to do it again, then again.
I won't turn my back on my dreams any longer.
Me neither.
Hi.
Huh. The plot here seems a little different from...
The protagonist wanted to return to the stage, so the puppets replaced all her parts with the latest ones available, built her a grand opera house, and summoned...
And in the end, she forgot herself amidst the applause and cheer...
Hey, no spoilers!
Walk-ons.
No need to be so... But in truth, I believe that if we choose our words carefully, there's no reason we can't get Maloney to come around and keep the show going.
You really thought this plan through. What's worrying me now isn't how Maloney will react. It's the odd... What if people only came to see the show for Lynette? It feels like I've been hiding.
We're right here with you. We'll watch.
Wow. Okay.
I love how they brought back the set from Act 1 and gave it a whole new meaning. What?
Time for the curtain call. It's the I could always leave my mask on.
Jillian, you were amazing! Syra was tearing up when you did.
Well.
Really?
What looked like an actor unsteady on her feet was in fact a poignant expression.
Hey, Mario! What the heck was that? Why wasn't Lynette?
Our articles are already going to press. You better.
Hey now,
Hold on. The decision was mine, and mine alone. They had nothing to do with it. If you have any...
Marry you? So it was you? Well then, I trust you'll have no objection to me pulling the plug.
Director Mariu, Mr. Maloney, what on earth is going on? Why was Lynette not in the lead? It took a lot of convincing from me for her to accept the role, and I had to turn down some big work opportunities to come and watch her performance today. You have...
Lenny, it was all his idea.
Wait, Linny, as a matter of fact, this was a piece of performance in this play. The masks and costumes serve to obscure the differences between characters. And by extension, the difference... We took that idea to the next level with an actor swap, blurring the lines between one performer and the next. So it's in service of the ambitious artistic... It's similar to deceiving the audience in a magic show. We employed this technique as a means of breaking... It allows the audience to more intuitively understand the cognitive dissonance felt by the protagonist as a machine trying to reconcile the notion of her humanity. The audience's experience mirrors the protagonist's own confusion, and
Hold up! What?
Oh, I see. Well, bravo.
That's probably more because you just don't really understand avant-garde art.
Maybe so, maybe so. Well, perhaps it went over my head, but I'm sure our experts here saw the whole...
You must have worked it out by the end of the first half, surely. Mr. Amory, I just heard that you managed to write your review after just the first 2 acts.
Yes, you're right. Director Mariu and I are old friends. You should have said something. Then I could have played along even...
Yes, well, to deceive the audience, you must first deceive your closest companions. I have to give credit to Lynette and her experience in performing magic. That's what inspired me to take my art to the next level.
You mean your show was partly inspired by Lynette's background in magic? Well, in that case, I'll have to plug it to everyone I...
Unfortunately, I think Mr. Maloney is...
Cancel the show? Mr.
While I accept that deceiving the audience in the manner you did certainly has artistic merit, this is not a magic show, and we don't want our audience...
A very valid criticism, and one that I humbly accept. If that happens, we're prepared to reimburse and apologize to any audience members who weren't satisfied with the experience. Plus, it looks like Jillian is better than me at delivering the excellence people want to see.
Maloney, I believe there should still be time to tweak my article. From the look on Lynette's face...
Oh, one other thing. We managed to get a meeting with Lady Farina earlier. Anyway, she agreed to write a review focusing on Jillian's performance and the quality of the show as a whole. And I'm sure today's audience will be discussing her performance too. There's sure to be a variety of opinions.
Oh, I mean, art at its finest, clearly. But I'll have to give it some thought before I decide exactly what to...
Oh, of course. Always good to put some thought into these things. Especially now, with a growing range of voices out there. I imagine competition for readers becomes more fierce when
Quarantan, Amory.
Thank you both. I always told myself that once I'd made enough Mora, I'd get back to doing... Just like those critics with their dishonest reviews, I became all about... You're right. Anyway, I've been looking into it a lot over the past couple of days, but it doesn't seem like it was one of our...
Ah, yes.
Lynette, do you...
I'm sorry.
Lynette? That letter?
What?
Gina?
Director, it's time for... Oh, I think we came at a...
Lynette,
Jillian, no! This is completely my fault, and I'm the one who should have to bear the consequence.
Well, since I haven't actually suffered any losses, seeking redress could... Maybe we could just...
Really?
After all, Gina wouldn't be the first person to ever misjudge... In any case, I think we can all agree it was a misunderstanding.
But still, I was wrong to write that...
If that's what you really want, then how about helping out backstage? The crew could always use an extra hand. Plus, it'll give your older sister a chance to keep an eye on you. And stop you getting into any...
Thank you, Lynette.
Is it? I'm so much more at home here. Mary, you said she's a very promising... Phew. Freedom at last. Fate, I'm happiest when I get to sit... Yep, exactly.
Alright, that is ending number 4. And now I just have to figure out where the hell ending number 5 is. My hand is slightly falling asleep.
Thank you. I always told myself. Just like those critics. You're right. Anyway, I've been looking into it a lot.
Ah, yes.
Lynette?
I'm sorry.
Lynette? That letter?
Ah, damn it.
Is it?
Well,
Mary, you said...
I accidentally hit the wrong button too quickly.
I'm happiest when I get to sit in a...
Oopsie.
Yep.
So, time to run back yet again. I need to do the persuasion check.
Take it easy.
I don't exactly know what I need to get for it.
Thank you. I always told... Just like those critics. You're right. Anyway, enough about my... I've been looking into it a lot.
Yeah, me neither.
wait.
Oh, do you mean when we ran into you at the Fleuve Sandra? As I recall, you were only trying to look out for yourself.
Oh, well.
I understand that feeling, but next time, maybe consider a different tactic?
Got it.
Why do I feel like I'm missing?
Hey, here you are. I was wondering where you'd all... Great! Everyone's in one place. What do you think? It's group photo time. We have to commemorate the debut of the Lost... Okay, everyone, we all have pretty awkward smiles on our faces in the photo from Hotel de Boer.
Oh, am I really not allowed to force a smile? I'll try.
Lynette, Traveler, come on. You 3, 2, 1, smile!
Lynette had to look at the Traveler in order to smile. That is adorable. Prima gems, prima gems, prima gems. Let's go. I only need 2 more fates in order to get another 10 pull for Arlecchino's weapon. For those of you wondering, I really, really want Arlecchino's weapon.
Add Astra. Thank you for Add Astra.
For games like this, where it's a gacha system, generally the only way to guarantee anything that you want is with money. And at the moment, I don't make much. If really any of note at all. As sad as that is to say. At least I don't make enough to pour into this game as much as I would like to. Hopefully I can get that to change soon enough. If anybody is wanting to support my channel, by the way, you don't have to, buy subs or gifts or anything like that. All that I ask is that you drop a follow on my platforms or a subscription for YouTube's end of things. Follow for Twitch is free. Subscription on YouTube is free. Drop likes. Share it with other people. Try to get other people to follow. Watch my content. That sort of stuff. Because once I make affiliate for Twitch, YouTube, whatever platforms I'm on, I can start applying for ad revenue. So the ads that Twitch or YouTube makes you watch, I'd actually be able to get some revenue from it. So everybody needs to keep their money in their own wallets. I'm not going to ask you to pour your money from your wallet to mine. But if you do want to help me out, that is probably the best way to do it, is to share my content, drop a follow, subscription, whatever free method there is. Watch my content, watch the ads.
Take it easy.
That sort of stuff.
Take it easy.
Now, I'm not going to stop you from, doing the paid premiums for the platforms, because ultimately, the platform is how creators get money. So
take it easy.
The more the platform grows, the more it's able to support its creators as much as the ratio from creator to platform revenue is not a 1-to-1 scale. It is still better to support the platforms and games that allow content creators to make their content. So, as I am doing this for a hobby, I am not really all that concerned about making revenue from this. I would like to, as it would allow me to pour what revenue I do get from it back into the platform, the community, the games, that sort of stuff. But ultimately, I'm doing this for fun. I play the games regardless. So ultimately, if I record the game while I play, or if I just play by myself without recording it, I'm still playing the game. I'm going to try to make revenue from playing the game if I can, but if not, it is what it is. I'll just be like any other player. Anyways, enough rambling. It has been an hour-long stream. I do have to end the stream early today, but not quite yet. I can still do a few more things. First thing I'm going to do is make 20 of one of the easiest and most efficient healing items that I can think of. And that's that battle pass level. Inazuma is where these quests are. I want to complete these quests just because there are quests that are locked behind daily commissions. You have to do a certain commission a certain amount of times, or you have to complete a certain daily commission chain, that sort of thing. So
But the truth is still unknown.
by the way, the item that I am using to heal my characters is called the MRE. You get that through the reputation levels in Mondstadt, I believe. If you are playing Genshin and you do not have that item, go complete Mondstadt's reputation line, as it is probably the best regular casual item I think I can use. It's useful for so many different battles, it's ridiculous. And I will be doing that challenge after I beat these guys. Before I drop down, is there any other stuff you need? Potentially over there. Yeah. So, time to line these guys up. Boom.
down! Insolent.
Hey!
Gotcha. There is no escape.
So, now that I did that, let me run over here. I didn't really have much planned for today other than the
I see everything.
Lynette
Things are about
story
to get
quest.
dicey.
So, forgive me, but I'm now showing you the behind the scenes of what I normally do off camera. I pretty much just run around trying to find any sort of way to get Primos off the map.
A chest full of valuables. Potential.
Any other achievements? Nope.
Clues.
Well,
Take it easy.
as much as I would love to continue this stream, it is getting to that time where I have to end the stream. As much as I really don't want to. But I have to go get a medical checkup. And that appointment is coming up very quickly. So I have to go get ready for that.
Take it easy.
That is mainly why I said earlier about, medical history, that sort of stuff, is because I do have an appointment later. And I really did not want any of that information, any of the specifics about that, for me. So, luckily, my family did not interrupt the stream with that knowledge. So,
The show begins!
yeah. I am just rambling on at the moment.
It's my lucky day.
Busted. There is no escape.
Finally, to the ferry.
Take them. I have no need.
Anyways, now that all that is done, thank you for everybody who tuned into the stream. For people who are watching this on YouTube later, enjoy the content. You can ignore my rambling. A link to the Twitch will be in the description of the YouTube video. If it is not, please post a comment and I will fix that. Check out all my other stuff as well. If you would like to come watch me live, yep, Twitch in the description. For people on Twitch, in the Twitch profile is the link to the Discord where I post when I'm going live, and the YouTube, so if you want to go rewatch anything, you can. Thank you again. See you next time.